Hey Aquarius, this is Morgan with Compass Rose Astrology, and today we're going to be going through the astrological and tarot chat of February. And we are first going to go through the transits of the month and how they might affect you, and we'll pair that up with the tarot cards and then follow that with a final oracle reading to kind of just tie everything up. And just so you know, these videos are typically read, and from my perspective, based off of rising sign. So if you're an Aquarius rising, but this also can apply to you if you have a sun in Aquarius or a moon in Aquarius, or if you have a stellium there as well, because that usually means that this is super powerful for you and you might resonate with this a lot. And let's just chat through some of the transits that are happening for you this month. First and foremost, your first house is all lit up. We are having a huge conjunction between Saturn and the Sun, and that's going to be happening kind of mid-month. And at the same exact time, that day, Neptune and Venus are going to be going conjunct in your second house. So we'll see what between these planetary transits are going to be activated for you most based on the tarot reading. But basically what that means is that I do think that Saturn and the Sun, there's this sense of kind of like an austere, kind of holding back, just a sense of wanting to only pursue that which will provide in the long run. So with that being in your first house, that could be maybe changing your thought patterns and your beliefs about yourself, honestly, especially with the Sun in your home sign that is ruled by Saturn, which is also in your home sign. So there's this huge emphasis on you, your body, your mind, your soul. So this could be changing some old patterns for you. But I think there's been this really strong sense of contemplation about it the whole time, and about how certain beliefs really reflect who you are. And I think that's going to be paired kind of with Venus and Neptune in Pisces, which is in your second house. And I think that you're possibly rethinking the way where you put your money and how you make your money too. And that could be having a big impact on your first house and how you think about yourself as well. Because Venus and Neptune, that's like the planetary duo, the symbolism of love and devotion and just sweet intoxication with something. And so perhaps you're looking to see maybe you need to actually invest in things that really speak to you on a soul and heart level, not just because you have to, which is very, very Saturn. But there's just this new air, it doesn't have to be as black and white as sometimes life presents itself to be. Sometimes you can find those nuances that really speak to you on a soul and deeper level, and I think that that's what's happening for you here. But we'll take a look at the cards and we'll see what other planets might be lit up for you. Let me just go ahead and clear the energy. I have this candle that I made with the intention to bring in positive energy, to deflect any negative energy and make room for all positive, clear messages from Spirit. Thank you so much, Spirit, for providing guidance to Aquarius and for allowing them to find their highest good and highest purpose here in this reading. Okay, wonderful. So let's get going. All right, Aquarius. So, do we have any cards? Wonderful. Good strong start. Love it. Any cards for Aquarius? What do I say about strong starts? All right, let's see if we can get one more card for what Aquarius is feeling right now. What is Aquarius going through? What can Aquarius expect this month of February? Okay, this guy wanted to come out. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we have all fire. So there's this very, very strong sense of action here. I wonder if your third house is being activated as well, because we have Jupiter there and that's the sign of Aries. And Venus is also going to be going into your 3rd house. So if you have any events coming up or experience any of these symbols with like neighbors or your siblings or people you associate as family, like, you know, people you would be like, oh, she's basically my sister, stuff like that. That could be where this is coming from. This is incredible. I feel like either you or another person in your life is just knocking everything down. And it's not necessarily a bad thing either. I really am getting the sense of intense passion here. Like really, really intense passion. So we have the Ace of Wands, and that's paired with the Knight of Wands. So I think, let me just get clarity. I want to make sure. Is this Aquarius or is this someone else? Yeah. Okay. So this is you. All right. Okay. So we got the Fool. So this is amazing. Oh, I love it. So you're taking life by the reins and you are just getting out there and doing it. And you could be presenting this way in someone else's life as an incredibly passionate, really desirable person. Aquarius, I think that there are some qualities to you that are really like affecting them and the people around you. Perhaps even, it could even be like your family members that are just like, wow, Aquarius is really knocking down the structures and societal expectations, and it's super, super cool. I'm getting like this really fun kind of feeling for you that you're taking the chance on something. You're actually like, there's like this childlike energy of like in a really good way of just like grabbing life by the horns and just going. I think you've had a complete and utter shift in who you are and how you were pursuing life. I'm getting this complete change for you. And that's because the Tower card, we do have the Tower card, which is not always a bad thing, but it's really shaking something up that whether the foundations of something were not good. Something was built on like a straw foundation, basically. And this could be beliefs about yourself. This could be your career. This could even be how you see yourself. And this is just a complete and utter reinvention of who you are. The Ace of Wands is one of my favorite ace cards. I think this is my favorite ace card because I think this is really, I know this shows a rooster, but I think this is Slavic. This is a Slavic deck. And I'm pretty sure the symbolism of this is a phoenix. So you're rising completely out of the ashes of something that was not meant to destroy you, but meant to really shake your foundations. And perhaps it was like a long time of mental anguish here for you. But you're completely coming out of it. This is like a real big turning point. And now that I look at it, you do have Pluto in your 12th house. So that's probably been hard, to put it lightly. Having Pluto in the 12th house really indicates just a complete and utter change in your mental health. So I do think that this is more external though. It's not just your mental health, because Pluto is going to be going into your 1st house, Aquarius, and within the next year. And I think like my advice for that, and I think you're doing it, is just to really embrace that really kind of dark goddess energy. You know, really run with it and don't be afraid of some of the darker themes in life. But I think you know that. I think you've become accustomed to some of the hardships in life. As I say that, you get the 9 of Swords. And it's really empowered you. I'm getting like vibes of like maybe you're using what you've learned to help other people. Yeah, wow, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Yes, here we are. You're showing up not only as the Fool, which is like really lighthearted and carefree and just devil may care, but in a good way, especially when it comes to just embracing the change, you know? Like, there's just this real, you know what? Cool, I can work with this. Like, I can work with that, with whatever life throws me. That's a very, like, kind of stoic air here. And this also comes up with the Emperor, of just understanding the realities of life and being able to live with that, you know? Like, sometimes life is not so grand. It's not always the easiest, but here you are taking what you've learned and what you've become and becoming a leader of sorts to people. I think they're really looking up to you, and you're taking control and you're leading by intention and action. And I do think that you've had a time of it in the past. There's a lot of I do think this is typically the card of nightmares, and you can also see that there's like kind of the aurora borealis in this card. So I really do, and that usually happens, you know, during the darkest winters, darkest nights, and those light up the most, right? So you have all these floating thoughts that really plague you. There could even be something that you've had for a really long time. It could be like a thought process that you've had for a long time, maybe recurring dreams that really haunt you. It could be anxiety or depression that you've had since you were a kid. And instead of, like, you understand you're going to have, there are low points when you have things like this. You're probably not going to wake up happy every morning after having that recurring dream, or sometimes it's going to be, you're not going to have an easy time sleeping, honestly, because of some anxieties. And you know that this is a part of life now. It's not just a phase, you know? And that gives you so much power, and it allows you to really harness I don't want to say like a purpose, because life isn't always about purpose. It's not always about career, but it's really letting you take a bit of a rein on your life, you know? You have a path, you have a way of dealing, and you have a way of becoming one with the cards that were dealt. And it's allowing you to really touch some people that might not be as emotionally developed as you. And I think you're also probably going to have people reaching out to you asking for guidance or advice that have similar situations with you. Okay. That's a lot. Let me just try that again, because that was a lot of cards. All right, let's get one more card for Aquarius, please. How will they, what do they have to look forward to in the future? This guy wanted to come. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. That's incredible. Okay, so you're with the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, I think there's still the sense of knowing that you can move forward, but it's going to be a bit of a juggling act at times. But I think you're hoping to move forward with a sort of plan in place, especially with the Pentacles, because they're very practical. They're all about foundations and longevity here. I think at times you are going to feel a little unbalanced, like you're still trying to work with this energy that you have, and with the cards you were dealt in the past. And maybe sometimes that will pop up from time to time, but you have everything within you that you need to balance, that you need to take on these kind of unconventional ways of life that you've just become kind of more comfortable with, basically. And with the Knight of Pentacles, we have this sense of like perseverance. You're not one to back down, Aquarius. You know your capabilities, you know your self-worth, and through all this time, you've always been there for yourself. You've always been able to stand up for yourself, and that's never going to change. There's this sense of reliability that people are going to have with you They understand that you know what you're talking about because you've been through it. And here you are kind of going from this Nine of Swords phase in life and part of your life to being the King of Swords. There's an absolute sense of self-control and understanding your own mind, which is actually really hard for a lot of people. And you have the sword pointing towards the sky. You can see that here. That really indicates a higher knowing, higher intuition, and sense of self-control that others don't normally have. And there's also a sense of kind of like calmness that you might have that people really admire and look up to, and just being very straightforward. I think that's a really big part of your repertoire that people look up to and admire and respect. So let's see if we can get an oracle card for you to tie this all together. Do we have an oracle card for Aquarius? Yes. Okay. Wow, love it. Okay, you got the first card. We have the Fool in here, and then we have Spirit Self. So there could be a sense of kind of just complete new beginnings for you, Aquarius. Be who you are as you are. That's absolutely wonderful. I really think that's hugely a part of this message, right? Sorry. You know, coming to terms with who you are and not being afraid of who you are and allowing that to shine. So let's see. I'm going to read from the guidebook because I want to make sure you have the clearest message and the clearest tie-in. And I really think that this artist and writer has some good messages. So we have the maiden, the person depicted on this, wanders in search of her spirit self represented in the golden apple that she holds. She does not recognize that she already has that which she seeks and continues to look longingly into the distance. To reach the place she desires upon the horizon cannot fulfill her. She will only, yet again, look longingly into another landscape in the distance. For her to authentically know, enjoy, and integrate any external achievement, she must first discover that she contains within all that she seeks. This is the same for us when we search outside ourselves for a connection with the truth of who we are. Spirit self, often referred to as higher self, vital force, true north, or spirit, is the inner light within that is never lost or extinguished. To live according to our inner light is challenging. We need encouragement and acceptance to align with and embody our spirit self fully. As we develop into adults, the societal pressures to fit in, conform, and fulfill particular roles present obstacles to tuning to our spirit self. Therefore, we are prone to growing estranged from our spirit self. Feelings of self-alienation commonly ensue and further result in a sense of dissatisfaction and restlessness that can adversely affect all aspects of life. Choose to express yourself authentically in an important area of your life. Choosing you in this situation is likely to bring fulfillment and initiate the beginning of you doing the same in other areas of your life. This card also signals a time of significant change, achievement, and wonderment to come from living according to your light. This card heralds a readiness to end any tendency to overvalue external forms of power or influence. Hold this card to your heart as a reminder of this birthright to assert your truth and personal power. Your spirit self is always available to you, and it's worth prioritizing. Aquarius, I love that. I think that is such a perfect way to end this reading. I think that you know that you need to live your highest self and live to your path, live to your truth. And this card is just saying that you have everything you need. You have it, and there's nothing more to it. And I really hope this resonated with you. If you have any stories to share about the astrology of the month that you might have seen in your everyday life or with cards, I'd love to hear it. Please comment, and I look forward to talking to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.